Yes, we are back, and as Ina said, we're going to talk about these map choices, well, they've been pre-made. Suede was doing them earlier together with the players, and what are we going to see?
The first map in this series is going to be Ohana, and Ohana means go screw yourself, as we all know, and it's an excellent map for all races, I feel. And I mean, every player by this time should know how to play it and how to handle it. It's a relatively standard map. It has the linear layout, as I explained before.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's really good for any race. You can break down the rocks in the natural to gain easy access to your third. And it's excellent for two-base all-ins as well. I really like it.
Yeah, I like this map as well. As a Terran player, because it's so narrow, I like to go siege tanks, of course.
Yeah,
I can
just funnel everything into your siege
funnel everything into the siege tanks, and everything dies, and I like that.
Yeah,
it's a good
mean,
thing.
Killing things, it's made fun. StarCraft 2, and I mean, this is what esports is about. It's about winning and killing the other dude's stuff.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
Well, having fun, I feel, is quite a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, we see a lot of players just going around and be like, for instance, Grubby, when losing to a cheese, he says, don't ever disregard it just because it's a cheese. It's a part of a game, and the more you learn, the more you know.
Yeah, of course, a cheese is a strategy.
Yeah.
It might not be a strategy that everyone likes, but it is indeed a strategy that you as a player needs to prepare against.
Yeah, I mean, I usually throw in an early pool when I play the ladder, but I mean, I don't feel worse for that win. It was faster, time-wise, but it's still the same worth. I mean, you get the same amount of points, it's still a win.
Yeah.
Someone else lost, but it's an unorthodox choice of strategy, I feel.
Well, of course. I've played one ladder game as Protoss, and I won it with a cannon rush.
Of course.
Yeah, but I thought I was playing against a computer. It was a mistake. Yeah.
So you were joining a custom game?
Well, I'm going to blame DreamDuck. He was the one joining games. We were playing 2v2 against computers, and he clicked the wrong button, and then we were in a ladder game, and we panicked and continued on the plan. We were portrait farming and achievement farming. So, since I can't play Protoss, I cannon rush.
I really have no idea what portraits are given from and what achievements you need to get them. So, I mean, I just have some campaign surg thing. So, I don't know anything much about achievements and portraits. I can understand why the casual gamer likes it, but it's not that important to me. For me, it's the rush of winning a game, winning a 40-minute long mech versus Infestor Broodlord game. It's what's get my heart pumping.
Well, everyone's different. Personally, I get turned on when I do mass bio. I like bio and upgrades.
And splitting.
Well, since I have virtually 0 micro, that's the hard part.
But what do you do when you face banelings?
Well, I pull the Marines behind the mortars.
Makes
so,
sense.
okay, I have 1 micro. I can take the Marines and move them back.
But that's excellent. I mean, letting the Marauder take the hit. I mean, how many baneling hits does a Marauder take?
1 million.
Million.
And then it takes 1 more.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, it's math.
Marauder,
it's math. You can't deny
Marauder takes 1 million banelings.
And 1.
Yeah.
1 million and 1. So, we're going to go into back to Ina, who's going to meet our players for this next game. And, well, I'm going to leave it to her to introduce them. So, Ina, take it away.
Leave it to me, please. So we're soon about to start our second matchup. We have a TvP coming up, and here are the 2 players, ecTheovide and Minne. Welcome, you guys. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
I'm nervous.
Nervous can be good. Keeps you on edge. So, what would it mean to you to win this?
Well, I guess I will be happy to get forward in the tournament. It will be fun. I want to play tomorrow.
Obviously. So, Minne, you've said that Terran is boring. How do you feel to be wrong?
Sorry.
You said that Terran is boring. How does it feel to be wrong?
Well, I'm not sure I'm wrong. I still think they're boring.
Okay, we'll take that backstage later. So, you guys, good luck, have fun, shake hands, and we're going to go back to the casters and start the game.
Yes, we are.
So
and,
Terran is awesome.
Yeah, Terran is awesome.
And I don't play Terran, but Terran
do.
is awesome. I mean, look at them. It's Marines and siege tanks and battle cruisers.
Terran is awesome, but underpowered. That's what soul means. Swade. So why do I keep saying soul? Because I don't have any, and you have. That's right.
My immortal all-ins are excellent, that's why.
You play Zerg?
Yeah, but I also play Protoss.
Yeah, okay.
They have a similarity in structure, which I quite like, but Terran is... It's hard to play Terran.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
hard to play good Terran.
Yeah.
And I mean...
It's easy to play bad Terran.
Yes, it's very easy. And if we take a look at the players, we have Mineh,
Yeah.
and we have TvP.
Yes, TvP, who is one of the strongest players, I would say, in this matchup.
Yeah, and actually...
He's been... well, a lot of people think he's going to take this, all of it.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen him in show matches before, which he has performed excellently in.
Yeah. There
And
he is. There he is.
from what we've heard earlier, Mineh is actually a bit scared of facing off TvP.
Yeah, she said that herself. We can also see in his TvP is 100% in this tournament. It's hard to beat.
That's an excellent rate. I mean, I would like to have that in TvP. I would like to have that in any matchup, but unfortunately,
Yeah.
it's not my thing.
On the other hand, we have Mineh, who's gone through this tournament. Well, she's not 100% as TvP is. She does, however, use the Ducky Shine keyboard, and that I do like.
Yeah, I mean...
And she has 15 desktop icons. Oh my god. I have one.
I think I have as many as Mineh.
You're bad people.
But
You're
I have
very
a
bad
lot
people.
of appliances, so yeah. But I mean, the number of desktop appliances, apps, is just the way you are. And if you have a lot of stuff going on, I mean, that's just you.
Yeah, I have one desktop icon, and it's StarCraft 2. So I can box it and then press enter. As DreamDuck once mocked me for not clicking it, but instead microing it, as he said. I boxed it and did
I actually have 3 StarCraft items on my desktop.
I mean, let's guess: Wings of Liberty, Heart of the Swarm Beta, and Map Editor.
Wings of Liberty EU,
Oh,
Heart of the Swarm, and Wings of Liberty Taiwanese.
All right.
I mean,
Taiwanese.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
The Taiwanese server is the same server as the Korean one for you guys that don't know, and it's really mannered over there. I mean, I 6-pulled or Baneling busted someone, and they were like, "GG, well played," and then they left,
And you felt good.
and I felt bad. I mean, people should be worth getting a bit mad if someone does that to them.
Yeah, I would say so. All right, we are having Mineh is looking for her in-ears.
Yeah, to cancel out all of those beautiful...
No, those are out-of-ears. The in-ears are to hear the game sound. So we're going to wait a little more while she fixes those. And I think we could talk about the map choice in more, because they have vetoed out some maps. So
Yeah.
what are left for them to pick after Ohana?
You have to...
I think
put
you had to
me
pay
in-
for that.
You have to put me in the spot.
Yeah.
We have Ohana
Yeah.
as the first map, and then it's loser's pick between 2 maps. The 2 maps are Ackle Flats and Daybreak.
So the same as last time, except for Ohana.
Yes, and I mean, I like Ohana. It's been played a lot recently. So I think it's soon time to take a step back and let that retire. The same with also Daybreak and Cloud Kingdom.
Yeah.
I mean, Cloud Kingdom isn't as old as Daybreak, but it's been in the map pool for such a long time, for so many tournaments.
When it first came, I didn't like it at all, but once I played it 3 or 4 games, it's one of my favorite maps from now on. So, does look like we're ready. Yes, and the countdown has begun, actually.
Yeah.
So we're going into the game 1 between ecTheovide and GLMinneh on Ohana. And while this game is loading up, well, I can add that we're playing on the VCS version of Ohana. We use VCS mostly, actually.
Yeah, I mean, they have good versions of the map,
Yep.
in which that they have put supply depots and just portrayed the best of the map and
Yes.
taken away the worst parts.
So the map has loaded, and we're going to go into the game right now. And I'm going to leave it to you to do the first player introduction this time.
Oh,
It feels bad
thank
that I
you
do
so
the first
much.
ones all the time. So,
In
take it away.
the top left corner, in the red trunks, give it up for ecTheovide.
Yeah. ecTheovide. Looking good in his UniSL t-shirt.
Yeah, it's a beautiful t-shirt.
It is. It's a very beautiful t-shirt. And in the bottom left corner, in the blue trunks, the first Protoss of today, we have GLMinneh. Yeah, she does look a little bit nervous, actually.
Yeah, and I mean, she also has that beautiful t-shirt, I believe.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
There's an overlay in the way, but there we are. So, I do believe that ecTheovide did a lot of for Command Center first in the group play. If I'm not mistaken, which I very well could be. I'm mistaken all the time. But I do think so. Anyway, I would like to see it. It's a greedy build that I personally like very well. But he is adding a barracks right away. So, okay. Then I'm going to hope for one Rax expand.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen anything out of ecTheovide that isn't macro-focused. And I also believe that we might have a one-gate expansion out of GLMinneh, of what I've heard her play. I haven't heard that much, since I haven't actually seen her play on our show matches or events.
I don't think she's been at the events.
Such a shame. She's such a nice person and such a good player. And I believe that she might actually do some kind of an upset. I've seen her play. She plays a stable Protoss, and I don't know, she might take a map or two.
Yeah, it does look like ecTheovide is doing one Rax expand. On the other side of the map, ecTheovide is scouting. He's seeing a gateway first, and then a cybernetic score right away. I'm sorry, I'm not good at Protoss builds at all, but this looks very standard to me.
Yeah, it is standard. I mean, she is getting out the Zealot.
Oh, up on the other side, ecTheovide was able to snatch that scouting probe from GLMinneh, so already a loss in this game.
Yeah,
one more probe back to Ire.
I mean, she has double gas as of now, with 2 workers in Ire gas, and that is something that were popularized by then Quantic members Sase and Naniwa, I believe.
This is a little interesting. ecTheovide is adding on another barracks before taking any gas whatsoever. Well, he might be able to. He might try to do some early pressure with the Marines, but he might also just be another barracks before gas. He might also just be trying to defend against something like a 4-gate. I've also been told that the GL in GLMinneh stands for Gaming League.
Yeah, it's the I mean, it is Scandinavian team, if I remember correctly, and we have
a Zealot moving out before the barracks is done, so I mean it's going to have to micro some. But the bunker finishes at the last second. GLMinneh is able to get away.
I don't really appreciate what ecTheovide did. He actually let the Zealot go. He could have popped out of the bunker and just slain it.
Yeah.
And now we see ecTheovide scouting out that Nexus and just putting on his barracks.
Yeah,
and
he just walks right in there. No defense at all for that SCV. So GLMinneh has 2 geysers with 2 harvesters in each.
Yeah, this is really good because the efficiency of the worker in a gas is the highest when it's 2.
Yeah.
I mean, you do get more gas when you have more workers, but the efficiency of the workers when they mine gas with 3 in the geysers go down when you have more than 2. So this is a way that she is efficiently mining gas, and she's getting minerals. So I quite like it.
Right, ecTheovide has that 1 bunker on his ramp. He has taken his 2 gases, he's getting his stim, and he's producing, well, a lot of Marines. And Well, an engineering bay is going to be doing some upgrades. On the other side of the map, we can see that Minneh's doing a one racks robo, one gate robo expand of some sort.
Yeah, and this is pretty standard. She's going to probably chrono as observer, and there we see, just to get a look on what ecTheovide's composition is. And if she scouts a Marauder heavy army, I believe that
she's going to chrono out the Immortal, of course. Yeah.
No. Sorry. Of course, if she sees an Immortal heavy army, she is going to chrono out Immortals. If she sees a Marine heavy army, she is going to get Sentries and a Robo Bay.
And ecTheovide was moving out there with a lot of Marines, but he's going back home again. He's just checking the watchtower and leaving a Marine there. He's also sending out a Marine scout. At the same time, he's adding on his starport while the factory is building a reactor. So we're probably going to see those switch out, and he's going to go into double medevac production.
I really like this decision out of ecTheovide, getting these Marines into these positions. They are excellent for just catching probes, trying to get up a pylon on the map. And now we see Minneh getting a look on the composition and starting a Robo Bay.
Yeah, she's going to be adding in some Colossus here. So, and this is always the big thing in PvT, of course. Are you, as a Terran player, is the Protoss going to go for Colossi or Archon's Temper? And well, personally, I can play perfectly well against the Colossi, but once they do the fast tech switch into into Archons and most definitely the High Templars, then I just fall apart. I can't handle it. I can't control the Ghost well enough, I feel.
Personally, I prefer getting the early High Templars because they can do wonders against players that don't know how to split correctly.
I mean, it's getting a good look on theovide's base, but I do think she's going to lose that. Yes, theovide notices the little flimmer of the observer and snipes it right away. Actually, in the Korea, the players have been, the Terrans are so good that the Protoss players never fly their observers right in because they know it's just going to snipe right away.
Yeah.
We see ecTheovide moving out with a small bioforce with +1 weapons and stim.
I believe he's going to wait until combat shield finishes and then just try to poke up at the ramp. And if Minneh's sentry control is efficient, she's just going to force field out half of the army and just cut the rest of it with her zealots.
Yeah, but she only has 3 zealots, one of which is almost dead. But the
There's
Colossus move comes in, and that changes everything, of course. More stalkers added on.
When I really like this from ecTheovide, getting that drop. And but Minneh intercepts.
Excellent placement of that observer. He spots the medevac moving in. And she did see it. Half of the army, well, a little more actually, is moving in to intercept that dropship.
Oh, but she should pull up every stalker that she had in the natural and try to snipe it before it lands.
Yeah, because there's still a lot of bio waiting down the ramp.
Yeah, you need the sentries on the ramp. If you need to force field out those marauders and just try to pick off as many units as possible. If you have a sentry in the main, that's not going to do any good force fielding a medevac in the main.
But Minneh has 3 observers out in the field, and she has spotted, well, everything basically, except of course this 3rd base that ecTheovide just landed. He's also waiting with a dropship out on the side. He didn't find a way in, and well, I guess he's going to leave it there for later. And once he see the TOS army moving out, or when he's pushing up the ramp, he's going to fly it in again and try to do some economic damage in the background.
Yeah.
So, but right now, ecTheovide is taking an economic lead and producing a lot of Vikings to combat that Colossus that is awesome.
Yeah, we also see Minneh getting that Twilight Council and hopefully get that High Templar.
And she's chrono boosting out her upgrades.
And I believe she is going to put something down in a matter of seconds, or is she?
She has a lot of money saved up.
Yeah.
So it does look like she should be building something right now.
Yeah, but she is supply blocked, unfortunately, and her gate is just finished.
Yeah, ecTheovide has pulled ahead in the food count quite, well, a lot, I should say. He's on another base, a base up from Minneh, who's still not trying to take one, it looks like. She did clear out those rocks, actually.
For easy access into that fur that we spoke of earlier. But, I mean, she just now scouted out the third of the ecTheovide, and this is, she needs to put down that third right now and go over the map and just put on some pressure. She needs to do something to get back into this game. She can't just expand now. Now it's too late to just expand and sit back.
She did add on a lot of zealots, and together with those 3 colossi and the 3 sentries that has a lot of gas, she could do considerable damage against the bioforce of ecTheovide is moving out across the map right now. He does, however, have quite a few Vikings, so she's gonna have to be a little bit careful with those, with the colossi.
And now we see ecTheovide standing at Minneh's watchtower, just awaiting the inevitable doom. And I mean, if he pushes forward...
Oh, and the drop is coming in. The drop is coming in, but it's not going to be able to do that much. But I think she is only trying to divert her attention, because the bioforce seems to be moving in against the third at the same time.
And she's splitting up her army. I don't like this at all. She should have just walked in the main. And this is just a donation. He just lost a gateway.
For no reason. For absolutely no reason. Oh, that's too bad.
And now he's going to move in at the third, and this is horrible.
One Colossus falls right away. The other one is going to... Oh, he's going to fall as well. He's going to perhaps sacrifice some Viking for it, but no, he doesn't need to. He steams in a lot of more orders.
Excellent splitting, but it is unnecessary since there are no force fields, there are no Colossus, and this is horrible for Minneh.
It's 188 to 5 versus 117 right now. That one Colossus isn't going to be able to do anything against all those Vikings. It's going to go down right away, and when it does, and there's the GG. Well, she didn't have to go that far.
Yeah,
so
a very clean game from ecTheovide, I feel.
Yeah, I do feel that Minneh was a little bit too cautious.
Yeah, and I mean his 100% win rate really showing.
Well, yes, he's a very good player, as we've seen on a number of show matches, and of course in his group play. He's unbeaten in his group, I believe.
And I hope that we have something left from Minneh to see. I mean, I want to reflect her statistics correctly, so I'm guessing she could do something really silly and try to take the next game.
Oh,
I hope.
I would like to see something like Proxy 2 Gate, since
against Terran.
Yes, I do feel so, because the standard for Terran versus Protoss now is of course the Wonder Axe Expand. So,
fair enough.
If you're a bit sneaky and you get him in a good location, I feel it could work quite fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting option to 2-gate, but I feel like it's unreliable, especially if they have a couple of
it's a risk,
Marines
of course.
out.
Absolutely.
Especially with Marines, as they are a ranged unit.
Yeah.
And with basic micro, you can actually just kill.
You call it basic micro. I call it hard micro.
Yeah, but you take one Marine and just run in a circle.
But then the zealot switches to another target.
And then you switch Marine that runs in a circle.
That's the part that gets me every time, I feel. Yeah, of course. It's quite cheesy, but I think it could work, especially as the first game, on the first map of a best of 3.
Yeah.
Now that you're behind a game, perhaps not. It's a bit of a risk.
That's
it's
true.
a big risk, actually.
What is the map that we are going to get into?
We're going to go into Daybreak once again as a second map. It was a second map last time as well, I believe.
I believe you are correct in that.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's a good map. I like it.
Yeah, there still seems to be some audio issues, but not too big. So I do think we're going to be able to start this game right away. But let's talk a bit more once our observer is fixing this.
Yeah, I mean, this map, WCS Daybreak, is a map that was initially just introduced. It was introduced in a Team Liquid map-making contest, and it won, and this was almost a year ago, I feel.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
Yeah.
As you said, it's been in the map longer than Cloud Kingdom, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
And I mean, do you remember the start of Cloud Kingdom, where all Protosses went for a sentry timing?
Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, Cloud Kingdom, as the map that it is, has very thin chokes. So you need like 3 force fields to cut off an entire army.
Yeah.
So I mean that map is built for Protoss. It's excellent.
Yeah, it is.
Daybreak is similar, but it's wider in a lot of senses, and I feel like it brings a lot to the table for all races.
Yes, indeed. And we have actually already loaded into the game here in the background, so let's go right into it. Up in the right, it's called, not left. Up in the right, we have our blue Protoss player, Gaming League Mineh. There she is. I'd say she does look a bit more confident now.
Yeah.
Perhaps you need to warm up and get used to the stage.
I mean, we have that really excellent booth.
Yeah.
And our lovely audience. And here, in the red trunks, in the bottom left, give it up for ecTheovide.
Yeah, ecTheovide. And he's studying energy and environment.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. We need people who study energy and environment as much as we need esports. I mean, we need a world to live in as much as we need esports.
Yeah.
And, I mean...
Yeah. Speaking of energy, we have one pylon. Nice segue, right? It provides energy for the building. We have one pylon placed down. I don't think that's very indicative of any special build so far. But on the other hand, on the other side of the map, we have a 12 racks from ecTheovide, which is very standard.
Yeah, and I mean, we see a gateway out of Mineh. We see a barracks out of ecTheovide. I feel like this is just going to be the ordinary expansion play. And we see no gases from ecTheovide, which is indicative of an expansion and continuous SCV production. And I mean, I would like to see him try Cloak Banshee, but the Protosses nowadays just go for the early Robo, so Cloak isn't as viable anymore.
Yes, but you could try it once in a while. I tried it against the Protoss recently, but didn't get that Observer. And I was able to wipe out, I think it was 26 probes before he got the Banshee out of there.
Ah.
Quite worth it from my part.
Yeah, and I mean, if you do it and it works excellently. I mean...
Oh, look here. Mineh is actually scouting down on her own third to check for, well, proxy barracks and other silly stuff like that. In the same time, ecTheovide is scouting all over Mineh's base. And he sees everything. He sees the one racks, he sees the cybernetic core, and yes, he is going to see the second gas added on.
And right now we have the command center going down for ecTheovide, and this just seems to get into a normal game.
Well, not quite, since he actually added on a gas quite early to that one racks expand. Usually you wait a bit longer and then you add 2 gases at the same time, so he does have something up his sleeve here, I feel.
Could it be... I mean, it's my dreams that's going on. Oh, a reactor. What?
He's adding a reactor?
Yes. Could...
Okay.
This might be a misclick, because this is unorthodox, in my opinion. But he could just go for some kind of Hellion timing. A follow-up for that is. I mean, getting a reactor on one barracks, it's an unnecessary investment in my opinion, as you can just put down another barracks.
Yes, and you're left on only one marine for a very long time.
And there we have a factory getting put down.
Yes, but more importantly, we have a robotics facility, a proxy robo facility being morphed down here at the south. And ecTheovide was actually down here scouting with his SCV, but it didn't go all the way over there, so he does not know about this yet.
Oh, and he's going to get into the main, I feel, and scout out these gateways.
He is going to sneak in here because there's no defense. Both the Zealot and the Stalker is out at the watchtower. So he's going to see the gateways, and he's going to see the cybernetic score researching, of course, and he's going to see the gas and the probe count. And he should be able to figure out that something's missing.
Yeah, if I were ecTheovide right now, I would put down a barracks in the main, and no, I'm sorry, a bunker in the main.
Yeah.
Since
Mineh
I'm
is
sorry,
producing...
I'm lying. I wouldn't put down a bunker in the main.
I'll take over while you fix
smart,
this.
But
Mineh has moved out for her Stalker and the Zealot down to this hidden robotics, where she is chronoboasting out in Immortal.
Oh, she is going to bust the front.
She is, but there's 2 bunkers there already, so I don't know. Of course, she's going to have those. She does already have those warp gates, 3 warp gates ready, and he's going to be able to warp in some sentries. But oh no, she's chrono boosting out that immortal, but she is blocked at the same time.
Oh,
so
and
she's gonna be late.
Pylon block.
She's gonna be late with this push. Of course, 2 bunkers is gonna be able to hold this if TvP is well on par and builds these and repairs. He is, however, smelling something. I think he's expecting a DT, since he is adding a missile turret to his bunker line.
I mean, this is just smart play. If you don't see an expansion and if you see double gas...
And you don't see any tech. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is entitled to just assume anything's going to happen.
Yeah.
And
so, Minneh is going to be moving out right now with a Stalker, 2 Immortals, 3 Sentries, and some Zealots.
we have Marines, a missile turret, and a siege tank for TvP.
Oh, and the siege tank is already done. Oh. Well... This is going to be interesting.
But there's no stim for TvP, and here we go.
Oh,
and the
nice
force
field.
Excellent.
Nice, and the first bunker falls right away. And this, she isn't going to be able to push in because of all those SCVs pulling out. But, well, he lost a lot of mining time. The bunker went down right away. So, well, I like it. It's a nice little push from Minneh.
Oh, and Minneh is supply blocked again, and her reinforcements have to walk such a far way. And this is working against her.
Well, yeah, all those SCV ready to repair.
but
She's
siege
moving in.
mode is
She's moving in. Oh no, this is not a good idea when siege mode is done. Go back home. Go back home. Oh yes. She actually saved the observer as well. I was sure that was gonna die, but now she is very far behind.
Yeah,
So
and I mean the aggression is over. She has no sentry energy left, and she only has support units.
Yeah.
Immortals are good. They are a core unit. They are the damage dealers. But Stalkers are generally pretty bad if you don't have a critical mass of them, or some kind of support, as in Zealots or...
Because of this heavy aggression early on, Minneh is down 11 Harvesters this early, and an expansion, of course. So she immediately throws down her own expansion in her natural. But this, well, since I don't play Protoss, I would not know what to do from here. She's adding on another robotics facility in her main, since she probably figures that TvP is going to take out that one, the proxy robotics.
Personally, if I were Minneh, I would probably transition into some high tempo play.
Oh.
But, I mean, with TvP just going for this marine tank play...
So you're saying you would go for Fast Storm to be able to...
I would go for Fast Storm, yes.
To be able to combat all the bio, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when you see marine tank this early, and if you... Which, in this instance, when she attacked, I believe Stim wasn't finished.
No, it was not.
And you want to emphasize. I'm sorry. You want to take advantage of that and just try to get as much out of your units as possible. And Storm is an excellent opportunity to just do that without like any big investment, such as a Robo Bay, extended thermal lands, and so on and so on.
Yeah, we see TvP mining more gas. He has to put some more SCVs in there, of course, but he is, more importantly, moving out with a rather small bioforce. But given the units he has seen, this could actually do some damage.
Yeah, and I mean, with his macro right now, he is probably going to be invincible as fast as he sieges up her macro.
Yeah, probably. Those 2 Immortals are, of course, very nice against tanks, but the tank range is going to make this very hard because she has so few forces. If she had a lot of Zealots to buffer with, the Immortals could get in there and do some damage. But she has nothing against the Marines.
Yeah, her expansion is so late. And I mean, now he scans, he sees the Stalkers, I believe.
Yeah, the 20... I can't count. The Marines moving out, she has nothing to combat the Marines. She has 1 Zealot. And this is going to be very hard for Minneh to hold. If it even is possible, I do not know.
TvP even taking the time to take out the rocks and just... He knows he has this one, he just needs to be cautious. Yeah. And floating in with the barracks and out factory. And I mean...
He sieges out down the ramp, he also has an upgrade advantage.
Nice force field, well, but, I mean, they didn't get anything.
But I like that TvP pulls back there. He doesn't try to push up again through that. He snipes another observer and is he's reinforcing with more bio all the time. His advantage just growing and growing and growing.
Oh,
Is he gonna wait for that +1
and
armor?
he's taking a third, and this is excellent
Oh,
play.
and now he is moving up ramp actually.
Oh, and the siege tanks, and this is horrible for me.
Yeah.
I believe that this series is over right here.
I do believe so as well. She can kite back all she likes. Those Marines is just gonna gun her down. The Immortals falls, the Zealots fall, and there's the G game from Minneh, and TvP calls it out GG. So
And
our
that's that
second match.
series.
Yeah, our second match goes 2-0 to TvP, and that means that TvP has gone 2-0 in the first group stage, and then 2-0 again, 2-0, 2-0, and then 2-0 in the second group stage again, and then 2-0. So he's undefeated so far in this tournament.
Yeah.
He's just gone 2-0, 2-0, 2-0 all the way through.
He has shown some excellent play and excellent reading.
He's
And
a very strong player.
I can understand why a lot of players are afraid of him.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Well, of course, I have to say, if I would have to pick a winner, not that I think is going to win, but what I would like, who I'd like to win, I of course would pick Mr. Moustache, obviously. But TvP, I do like Terran, and he's a strong Terran.
Yeah, we don't have enough Terrans recently in tournaments. I mean,
Well, in this one we have.
Yeah, in the current GSL, for instance, we have a great variation of Terrans.
Yeah, but a lot of the greatest Terrans have been struck out of GSL. MVP fell in the round of 32. MKP fell yesterday, was it? No, 2 days ago in the round of 16.
Yeah.
They're just disappearing.
Yeah, but we have some new Terrans on the block. We have Bogus, or as some people know him, STX Soul's Innovation. Man, he is playing brilliantly.
Innovation is going to be so interesting to see
And
what
I
Innovation
believe-
can come up with.
I mean, he has the macro of a Kespa player and the soul of an ESF player.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that is just what you want in a player. A player that can read a game and a player that can build shit.
I totally agree. But to get back to this game that we just saw, if just to very briefly, Minneh did a nice attempt at this proxy to do an early attack. It didn't work out, but I like the spirit. Very nice to mix it up.
Excellent effort for a platinum level player facing off against one of the best master players.
Absolutely. So let's hear what they have to say about this game. So we're giving it back to Ina.
Yes, we're here with the winner of the match. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So you are going to play tomorrow like you wanted to. Do you relish the moment right now, or are you just thinking about the next matchup?
Right now I'm relishing the moment, and I'll start thinking when I walk off the stage.
Good
about
plan.
the next match.
So I've heard you say that you were most nervous about playing Madalisk in this tournament.
Yes, that's true.
Why?
My Terran versus Zerg is really, really bad. And she's a really good Zerg, so...
Yeah, but your TvP obviously makes up for that. You have a 100% win rate.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's very good. Is it situational, or do you always play this good as in matchup?
Terran versus Protoss is my best matchup, I think. I've been so for a while. So I'm pretty confident in that matchup.
How do you get this good? A 100% win rate. What do you do?
I guess it's a lot of practice, and I mean, I don't practice like hardcore, but you have to play a lot of games, and I think I got really into it last year when I had a lot of free time. So I watched a lot of like tournaments and things. I really got into the StarCraft scene, and I think that got me a lot. Like watching a lot, playing a lot.
Do you have any specific player that you look at a lot and learn a lot from?
Thorsen. I've been following him when he's been in the tournaments here around.
Yeah, we can also say that it's Thorstein's birthday today, so congratulations, Thorstein.
Congratulations, Thorsen.
Exactly. Yeah. So, when you go off the stage, what are you going to start thinking about?
Well, I have a Terran versus Terran coming up, so I'll look through my builds and see if I can show him a surprise, maybe.
Great. Congratulations again, and we're going to go back to the casters.
And back we are. So, a modest, very modest TvP commentating on his, so far, his
brilliant run.
Yeah, his brilliant run. we're gonna take a little break while we change out the players and also change out the casters.
Yeah.
But we'll see you a little bit later tonight. So, well, thanks for now, and we'll be right back.
See you soon.